Ah. Oh.
And it looks like we are live. So I'm going to say hello, everyone, and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this fine Monday? Ugh, I may have slightly overindulged in the alcohol yesterday, so I've had a pretty fucking rough day, which was a great plan, all things considered. But
I told you to stop.
no, you just said how many of you had. No.
No, that was in the beginning.
Right.
Later on, I said maybe you should stop after you started pouring more.
Yes. Anyway, thank you. Um, sorry, what's empty?
Space soup.
Oh, right. Also, what? There's two
Gravy.
Sekaramochis in the chat who are clearly different people, or they keep changing their picture. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But yeah. Anyway, so that's been my day. How was yours? And hi, Dave. How you doing? Oh, Gamerman's here. He's usually in the not in the live chat. That's not what it's called.
Top chat.
When you when I fucking publish and I do my hours, my first hour of commenting that people find super impressive, and it's just like I literally spend just the 1 hour, and that's it, and then randomly comment on stuff later. But yeah, hello there, Mister and Mrs. Sick. Sorry, you will be sorry. And evening to you too, Detonator 82. In misaligned stereo. Okay, I don't know what's going on with you, bro. Anyway, I have done some fucking about, which I managed to not ruin the stream with, so that should be good. Because I got a new audio interface. Well, actually, I say a new one. I got one full stop because I didn't have one before because I've always used USB mics because they did the job. But I decided recently.
I think no. I mean, like your voice is so loud. This microphone's picking it up, so it's doubling.
Is it? It shouldn't be doubling. It might be that you're a lot quieter than me.
Well, yeah, I am.
It's supposed to be coming through in stereo. It shows as stereo.
Well, I know that I'm a lot quieter than you, but
You're literally talking ultra quiet as well.
But you're really loud.
Like you're getting quieter as I speak. I have to turn the gain up on you and all that shit. It's very annoying.
You don't need to turn shit up. It's fine.
Yeah, I do because I can see how quiet your voice is compared to mine.
You just need to be quieter.
No, I don't. I can speak as loud as I fucking want, woman. God, fight me.
I would, but you'd hurt me.
At you, we hear have stereo. We hear are on the left and right. Okay, I mean that shouldn't be happening. I don't know if that's something I can fix. Let's have a look, shall we? Down mix to mono. Buff. I clicked a button. Hopefully that would just do it.
Mono.
Get mono. Anyway, so hopefully if there was anything, that'll fix. She'll still be quiet though.
Yeah.
Because she refused to sit anywhere near a mic or speak up or anything like that.
Do you see how close I am to this thing?
Not close enough. Not with her.
How about now?
You just do that meme where the guy eats the mic.
Oh.
Yeah, they can barely hear you. Anyway, she's as gainy as I can make her. I'm
just quiet.
Well, don't be. Maybe if I turn my own gain down, and then I increase.
I'm not a performer.
The main gain. Insane in the main gain.
I find it weird though, because last week nobody complained, but then you got your new microphone, and now everyone's complaining.
It's because I haven't set it up properly, because I can't, because it requires 2 people to test.
Huh.
And you've been busy. Sorry, it should be fine. They can still hear you. But yeah. So in case you didn't know and are new here, this is a terrible stream for terrible people. So this shit is expected. And is expected to be absolutely as gamey as you can make it. You mean gainy? Gainy is gain is what?
Gain, not game.
Yeah, Gain is what you call the pickup of a microphone. If you didn't know. Yeah. So it's hopefully working slightly better.
Do you think I would taste gamey though?
Do you think I? Do I think you would taste gamey?
Yeah, like my meat.
Your meat.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tasted some of your meat.
No, like
As a
flesh,
food
like
source.
muscle. Do you think it would taste like gamey?
Hey, Creaky, how you doing, mate? I
don't
did
know.
put it in mono.
Do humans taste gamey?
Try putting it in mono. That's actually a good idea. Do you have more than one mic? That would probably fix it. We each have a microphone. That's how we're doing it. They're both connected to the same device. I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to the.
It's just she's right next to me, so it's probably picking up on my microphone because he's so fucking loud.
I don't know. I mean, knowing what it actually sounds like.
Apparently, I'm louder than you now. That's the first.
Right. Right. Yeah, you are louder than me now.
Well, that's fine.
So
that probably would work out better as well.
it probably does work out better.
Because you are a lot louder
Right.
than me.
I thought humans tasted like chicken, not that I'd know. Anyway, sorry about that. What are we even going to talk about today?
I know, like, because I thought humans were like red meat, so.
I would have thought humans were red meat. They look more
because
red meat than white meat.
We're not poultry, are we?
No.
So.
Creaky's enjoying. I think Creaky's enjoying the fact that I'm fucking up on stream because he's the expert. That or someone else is talking to him. I don't know. I'm not paying as much attention to the chat as I usually would. I'm trying to fix things, people. This is an important stream for important people. I should fucking turn that off though. Yeah. So topic, subject.
A woman being quiet. Wow, technology has come the way.
Oh, fucking.
Why is? I don't know. I'm just not a loud person.
Humans taste like sweet pork. I've heard that. I've also... Is pork a white meat or a red meat?
Red meat?
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's so in-betweeny because it's pink.
That's because of all the fat.
No, it's pink because of all the pink. That's why they're called pigs, because they're actually
but
pink
if you look at
guys.
Yeah, but if you look at like other red meats, they're pinky.
Yeah, but they're usually redder than pork. Pork is the pinkest of the pink meats. Anyway, that's working quite a bit better. Good. Glad.
Oh, yeah.
Not that there's
long
any,
pig. That makes sense.
Hence long pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now she sounds too close and you're too far away. You're going to have to get that just right, you know. Or not.
I'd like to be too close, but I never get that far.
I can put it slightly closer, but then I'll probably be a lot louder. And when I get loud, I'm going to get loud. That's just how it works. It's never been... She's always been one of us too close to the mic, one of us too far. They're not great mics, to be honest. But they are what they are. Good enough. Good enough for streaming on. It used to be that we would use a fucking goddamn... What do you call it now?
Yeti.
The Yeti with an open... with the open cardioid pattern. And that sounded like garbage. Compared to this, that was really bad. And it started hissing after a while, which I didn't realise for a long time until I checked one of the streams. And yeah, there was a nice, quiet, but still very much there hiss. So I wasn't super happy with that. But yeah, all of this was in aid. I got an audio interface to actually use a much better microphone, but I thought, well, fuck it, I'll just get one of those ones with 4 ports because I know these things can work through that. So hopefully, future audio isn't going to sound much better, especially not with my first few goes because I'm still ironing out the kinks. But the whole point was I was finding it so goddamn stressful. So my old recording setup on Style was we've got this tiny little sort of hallway cupboardy type space just in front of the front door. And I set that up as like a recording booth that can be like packed away quite neatly and pulled out very, very quickly. And it is good. It does the job very well. But recently I've started to find that our newest neighbours are just the stompiest bastards on the face of the planet.
Not just that. They have a thing about drilling.
Drilling.
They drill like as soon as it gets to like 8 a.m. They're like.
And the mum there has occasional apparent screaming freakouts, which are very fun to listen to. It seems to be whenever she's on her own, she just flips her shit. So I don't know what's going on in there, but don't want to get involved. But I also don't want it on my fucking recordings. So yeah, I moved back into the bedroom, got a better mic, and to be honest, considering how much work I did to set up that booth, I should have just spent more money and gotten a better mic because it would have basically done the same things. I just spent $17 on 2 mics. I'm cheap.
That is pretty cheap.
That is very cheap. I hope they don't sound like shit, because there's nothing worse than sounding like shit. One of the things, one of my sort of always thing to say to a person who asks me, Certic, how do I become the great like you, is get a good mic. Doesn't have to be an amazing mic. You don't have to spend a fortune, but look up some reviews, find a cheap microphone that will sound good enough and has some decent range to it and sounds nice. No hissy fucking mics, none of that shit. Just if you're gonna do one thing, sound good, for the love of Christ. There's lots of ways to get around, not looking good. A really, really useful one is having an avatar. People go, oh, what are you afraid? Are you afraid you're not going to show your face? And I'm like, what fucking difference does that make? And B, it lets me make nicer videos. I can't stand some people.
Nobody wants to see your face.
People who do like unedited, just sat there in front of a camera. And like that doesn't make their fucking videos better. It doesn't make their arguments better. If anything, it makes them significantly worse. And
I know. Me personally, I find it harder to watch people who are on camera, mainly because they're very.
Because you don't want to look at their eyes.
It's because they stare into the cameras, and I feel like they're looking at me. It's horrible.
It's because they are. They're watching you through the camera. They could reach out and touch your face. People are still talking about what people taste like, which is just wonderful. And
I wanted to get the food section out of the way, you see.
And yeah, so it's funny. Lapel mics, Polycrat, just for my own BS. If it's just a fuck about, then they should be fine. Although remember not to hold them like a twat, like a certain twat. He got really offended when people called him out for it. And then you have Jay Dyer, who's just sitting in a hole, singing about what he sees. Oh, no, that's Randy Newman. Yeah, so get good microphone. I can't remember where I started off with this.
I don't know. That's how it usually goes.
Yeah, got a new mic. Now I'm going to be sat at my desk. Because one of the things I realised is one of the things I do is I write a script and then I read through it to, to basically as a proofreading type thing, maybe improve it a little bit. And I usually just read it out loud and relatively perform it. And it occurred to me, this is like a whole section. I could basically record it and do that at the same time and save myself a significant amount of time. And also one of the things, because I set it up in a little booth that has a fucking radiator in it, so it gets boiling hot in there sometimes, and is just a small space anyway. Like, I will leave that room sweating like a motherfucker. There's a little window on the front door, and it gets wet with all the condensation from me producing huge amounts of fucking heat. So, yeah. Is the YouTube app playing up for anyone else? Who knows? But luckily, you're not missing out. Yeah. So now I can just be sat at my desk, pull the mic over, do a quick record. I made a fuck up in one of my recent recordings, and just being able to 2 seconds, bum, done, was just oh fucking hell, it's like a game changer, really. So hopefully, that will save me a little bit of time, save me a little bit of spending time psyching myself up, because it used to take me fucking hours, and now I'll just go, all right, fine, yeah. 6 studio and sauna. I mean, it kind of was. It was a cool little setup, though. I mean, if you ever, it definitely still has the benefit of, if there's no noise being made by assholes, it gives a great clean sound in there. It's still, I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve quite that level with this new mic and new setup, unless I start getting fucking foam padding and putting it all around the room.
It's
Which
fine. Eventually, when the housing market crashes,
yeah, we're
we
waiting for the
can
housing
get
market to crash
so we
buy a
can
house.
so we can buy a house.
That's the plan. But yeah, it still sounds pretty okay. Mr. Sick edited one today. Not edited. She marks them for bits, so she had to listen through, and one of them wasn't perfect. One of them was better.
It was better than that one.
Yeah.
It's just tinny.
Yeah.
But that's because it's echoey in here.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah. Especially
So,
you talking.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to buy some foam tiles or some shit. You don't need many in order to have the effect. It just needs to break up the sound. Got to go. First time in forever. Catch you live, and then I have to go. God damn it.
Nah. See you later.
But yeah, I'm hoping that it saves me a bunch of time. I bubble wrapped my house just in case. I mean, that is the important thing. Sir Sick, why is Sir Sick ignoring me? I don't care. Was I ignoring you? I guess I wasn't paying any attention to you. I don't see that as the same thing. If I'm ignoring someone, I'm doing it on purpose. If I've just not noticed them, that's not the same thing.
I think you should get used to it, Benji. He's not very attentive when he's talking and going off on one.
I'm not going off on one.
When you get into a flow and you start rambling, it's difficult for...
Fucking rambling.
It's difficult to pull you out of it.
And says you.
Yeah, but...
I can be waving at you, jumping up and down, and you still don't know when to stop talking.
Because I thought you were interested.
No, I'm not talking about when we're having a conversation. I mean, like, there's a conversation... and you start saying something that I know you shouldn't, that the person's not supposed to know for whatever reason. And I'm like doing star jumps at you, and you're just like, meh, meh, meh. And you can see it in your eyes. You're like, I wonder why he's doing that.
Yeah. I'm not good at weird social cues.
I tried to make them nice and obvious, but...
Yeah, but doing exercise is not obvious to say stop talking to me.
Well, I'm not actually doing exercise. I'm just jumping in the air, waving my arms. Yeah. So now I just don't tell her any information, and well, she doesn't know. She can't. No. The mic I used to record my radio shows from home cost about $300, but I needed good quality and no background hiss. The mic in the actual radio station studio was over $1,000. I mean,
yeah, it's
I would
understandable.
expect it to be.
Yeah.
I ended up with a Shure. It's basically the one that everybody gets. It's a Shure something, and they go for about 370, but I managed to get one for 60 quid off, brand new in box, sealed and everything, and not just like sealed because we have a plastic covering machine in the back of our shop. It actually had the proper seals, the proper stickers and that. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. And like I said, it's pretty good. Been trolling pro-deathers, anti-abortionists, who think abortion is murder, even when I point out that the Bible says nothing about abortion equaling murder. No, the Bible says very little on that. Like the way it says basically nothing about masturbation. Like,
I thought it gave advice on how to have an abortion in the Bible.
There does appear to be things like the bitter waters and that. I'm not sure exactly what it says, but it sounds a lot like abortion. Hell yes, Corner Life's a sick live. Well, let him go, please. He's just a baby. So sick. How thee? I nearly missed stream. Not got notifications. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. Also, I just stepped on something soft, looked down, had a heart attack as I thought it was a spider. Was just a blue screwed up sock. How do you... What?
Hair ties. That's what happens to me.
You step on a hair tie and think it's a
And it
spider.
moves, and my brain just goes, no!
We get occasional clumps of hair because everyone in the house has long hair. So
I don't have long hair.
Yes, you do. You don't have super long
You've
hair.
got longer hair than me.
I have got longer hair than
my
you.
hair doesn't touch like my shoulders. That's not long.
It does pretty much touch your shoulders.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Oh, it's growing then.
Yeah, it's what that's
I
what
don't
it
know.
does.
I don't pay attention. That's why I cut it short, because I don't like paying attention to my hair. It's a pain in the ass.
But your version of short, when you first told me I'm getting my hair cut short, I was like, okay, I wonder what this is going to look like. And it was quote unquote girl short. And I'm like, that's not short. When I think short, I think like...
No, because I can't shave my head because you would throw an absolute...
I wouldn't throw a fit.
You would have a seizure.
I don't think short hair looks good on most people in general. And I think you look like a potato.
I would, yeah.
It wouldn't be my fault if you walked around looking like a potato.
God, I would, because of I'd be fuzzy brown hair and olive skin.
Yeah, it wouldn't look good on you. Trust me. What is the most difficult to refute argument a Crimsbian put forth? Well, it's not about the difficulty of refuting. It's about the fact that they never fucking accept anything you ever say ever. So, in that regard, all of them. But if you mean what's the hardest one to refute, I would say none of them particularly. I've never met an argument that I couldn't sit down and pick apart. The most disappointing argument I ever saw was someone who told me that they had this is the best arguments for God that ever, and they're from actual scientists who were Christians as well, and it was basically just a long description of what happens in the universe that was relatively accurate as far as I could tell, and then at the end it went, therefore God, and the sheer unabashed disappointment I felt after reading that. I was disappointed, and I was pretty fucking angry because that was such a waste of time. I couldn't fucking believe it. So yeah, but no, I've never found any arguments particularly challenging. Some of them, I don't like the maths ones because yes, you can technically prove things with maths, but you can't prove something that has no evidence. And just saying big numbers, therefore God, doesn't mean anything. It's just annoying because you have to, I mean, I certainly have to assume that the math they did was even correct in the first place. But the conclusions, a lot of the time, a lot of, especially bad arguments, is just, here's a thing that's true, and then a conclusion of therefore God. Often because, and then add on because feelings. This number is amazingly big. It makes me feel awe. Therefore God. And it's like, fuck me. Tertic eats horse. I've never actually eaten horse. I've heard you accidentally ate horse.
I accidentally ate horse, yeah.
You were given a horse burger and you went, oh, that was an alright burger.
No, I was like, it tastes a bit weird, but it's okay.
That's what I said. That's an alright burger. No, this is the best burger ever. And then you go, it's horse, and you go, oh my God, and you ran off and ate the nearest horse.
I was just surprised. I was just like,
She's on the floor.
It tasted like sweet beef, and I was like, this is friggin' weird.
She was on the floor, jaws wide open, hoofs in her mouth, slowly tugging in this screaming horse as it just got here, bored already.
Bye then.
Thanks, Bob. My childhood cat was called Horse. Oh, I ate that horse. I don't know why, but I think I have a thing for girls with short hair like Emma Thorne. I know it looks boyish and I'm a boy, but for some reason it just does it for me. Like that's like a normal. That's yeah. I still see that as quite a girly haircut. Again, like the boy cut is when it's just like either shaved or it's like really trimmed short.
You mean like a prison cut?
And I think those look bad on everyone. There's very few. There's a few people who either look okay with a shaved head, but for the most part, I just think a little bit of hair. The thing is, I'm from the '90s, and so my ideal haircut is curtains. Don't know why. I think they look good. I think most people look pretty okay with properly done curtains. Don't know what to tell you. Uh, Correction, you haven't knowingly eaten horse. I mean, that's probably true. Humans exist and theists without evidence, therefore tricks to God. Barnabas Research Fund. Yes. I saw someone talking today. There was a thing about. There was a meme about. What was it? A new atheist, which is a term that nobody fucking uses anymore. But an atheist, when they realize that there's so much evidence for God, and it's just like, A, no. B,
From a lot of the videos that I've seen you cover, when you get these people, and it always starts out as something on the lines of like, I'm gonna go through the evidence of God, and they're like, there's so much evidence, there's like mountains of it, and I'm gonna go through it all, and it's just the same arguments over and over and over.
I don't know. I've gotten quite good at finding like the impossible questions. I'm astonished at just how many different variants of really dumb questions people have come up with. I was very pleased at the guy in the last video. He's got like way more, and I'm like, I have to answer all these questions. They're all so fucking stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, but it's more like they always go for God of the Gaps,
Yeah.
or there's like the watchmaker argument.
Oh God, the watchmaker argument is one of
Or-
those things that drives me insane.
Or it's just like there's a body part that's just way too complex.
I don't understand. Well,
And it's
then
just and
shut up.
it's just like I've got a new take on the evidence of God. People are gonna be blown away, and it's the same. It's just hilarious.
The other one is that they've clearly never said this to an atheist. Former atheist is the new born again. There was a former atheist one kicking around that I'm probably going to take a look at some point, and it's almost always really funny. One of the things I find really interesting when it comes to your like former atheist that then goes and becomes an evangelical Christian is they were always that kind of atheist, the ones who make us all look bad, who walk around getting angry and like shaking when someone brings up that they have a spiritual belief. Like you can get away with that for about 3 months after you figure your shit out before it stops being cute. Like no one really cares. I like arguing with actual arguments because it's fun and they're stupid. But like me out and about, someone brings up God and I'm going to be like, oh, that's nice. And just ignore them, preferably avoid them. Because it's just not worth the fucking hassle. Unless they get in your face about it, but that almost never happens. Thank God I'm an atheist. Exactly.
People have talked about stuff up there, but I have to scroll back now.
Scrolling? What are you, mad?
Well, people kept talking a lot.
Fine tuning is the most annoying. It is a very annoying argument because it's been said so many fucking times, and yet is not that hard to refute. Yeah, I'd like to see an argument that I couldn't refute to some extent. I'm not atheist, I'm irreligious. So I assume you believe in some sort of higher power, but you're not willing to hoist your flag to any particular group. And I think you do right, because one of my philosophies, Actually, one of my philosophies as a YouTuber has always been, or for a very long time, has been try not to get into groups unless you're really into that. But if you're like me and you're a miserable bastard, um, groups will always find a way to disappoint you because they're full of people, and people fuck up all the time.
Isn't that a deist?
What is a deist?
When you believe in God, but you don't, like join
I
sort of like
think
a
that there's
religion.
sort of a couple of definitions of deist. One is like this really specific thing
Yeah.
that is a type of worldview, and then the other is just someone who believes God.
There's
Exist.
an odd one where you believe in God, but you hate him.
Oh, that's atheist.
It's like a dystheist or something.
That's atheism,
But
isn't
it's
it?
just
That's what I keep getting
you
told.
genuinely believe that a deity exists, but you think they're an asshole and you hate them.
I mean, I could see that. That was
But
probably
I think it's dystheist or something like that.
it wasn't that like super common back in the Greek days.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
you had
Zeus.
philosophers who just were like really angry at the gods. To be honest, the oh god, I'm going. The Egyptians did the same thing. I'm not gonna go. Oh my god, it's so freaking hard not to talk about Egypt.
Yeah. it's your hyper focused topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs lots of practice.
I just naturally bring it up a lot, and I'm like trying to hold my tongue about it.
Pascal's wager is my most hated, followed by appeal to consequences. Just pure emotional dosh. I mean, most of it is. Most people, if they're really, really honest, they believe in God because they like the way it sounds.
Or they like the community that comes along with it.
Well, the community that comes along with it, that's the one thing religion has going for it in a sense, is that it is very good at building communities that have a reason to be together. But I'm not sure how worthwhile that is, and if there isn't a way of doing that without the God bullshit. I know that there are atheist churches.
Yeah,
but
they're weird though to me.
Yeah, I do find them a little bit.
They're like sing along things.
I don't like people,
no.
So I will never join a group like that. Even if I believed in God, I probably wouldn't go to any church because there'd be people there. I'd be like, I'll do my own thing, thanks. All you need is a Bible, and you could make your own. I would make my own church in my basement if I felt that was appropriate. No, fuck it, fucking about with people. Misotheism, hatred of God or gods.
Aye, okay, thank you.
See, I was told it was atheism.
Miso, and I'm like, isn't that like food that they eat?
Mesotheism, where you eat the food to celebrate God's holiness.
Yeah, but they have that in Japan, don't they?
Yes. I think that if there's any sort of God, it's like the Q from Star Trek.
I hope so.
They better be as hilarious as well. Otherwise, I'll be very disappointed. No, the thing that, from my perspective, makes the most sense is that there's nothing. Because it wouldn't make it how we see things and how they work. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't follow as far as I'm concerned. Not a joiner. Yeah, I've never ever made a wooden structure. My family roots are Jewish on my mum's side, but I'm not religious. Yeah, the Jewish one has always been like super. It's one that's like more tied to your heritage than anything else. I mean, no one would say a kid was born Christian per se. I'm sure some would, but it doesn't mean the same thing as being born Jewish. If you know what I mean. I just always found that a strange one.
Sorry, I just wanted to go off on history again.
Okay.
That Jewish sort of, before they became a lot more refined, they were from, a lot of their culture was from Mesopotamia.
Oh, you mean like ancient
really
Judaism.
Old, yeah.
I don't know why, but mesotheism sounds very egotistical if you say it slowly. Mesotheism. You're a twat. Mm. Amazing how many people in the English-speaking world that takes the words in the Bible literally, when there's hundreds, if not thousands, of places where the translation is incorrect at best. Yeah, I know. When people will say this is the accurate Bible, and it's like, but it's in English. It wasn't written in English. It was written in various languages and translated multiple times. They're not. Everybody knows that things get lost in translation. Nothing is ever a perfect translation. There's no such thing. You can have a fair translation that kind of says what it's saying, but it's not the same.
One of my favourites is the King James Bible,
Yeah.
because I found out that when it was written, the language that it was speaking inside that Bible was already outdated, and they did it as a way of being authoritarian.
Yeah.
Like these and thys and things like that wasn't spoken then. That was
People
sort of
didn't.
outdated. And it was to make it seem older, so having more substantial,
Yeah.
like, past.
What is my favourite dinosaur? I mean,
Pterodactyls.
I can't lie. T-Rexes are fucking cool.
You know, they got little lambs.
Yeah, they can't make your bed for you, and you know it's not going to jerk off. Yeah, T-Rexes are just one of those things.
I've got an image of a masturbating dinosaur now, thanks.
There's a masturbating dinosaur, like this really long-armed one, and then the T-Rex there going, oh. Yeah, it's a bit lame and obvious, but they're fucking cool. King of the lizards, or whatever the fuck it means. Verily. That's even the case with modern language translations, let alone dead languages. Yeah. So saying that it's the irrefutable word of God is fucking stupid, because, yeah.
I was trying to remember what's the dinosaur that I was really into as a kid. And it's Parasaurolophus.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, it's so cute.
Okay, you're gonna show me the picture, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that one that looks like a tadpole.
It looks like it's got a banana on the back of its head.
It looks like it's got a banana head and a tadpole body, but arms and legs.
For some, I don't know why, I was just obsessed with it as a kid.
We need to visit the Dinosaur Adventureland to see which dino you like best. I'm sure Kent and Matt would welcome you. I mean, that's the beauty. You know, I was talking earlier about having not having my face on show.
No.
Is that I could go, and the chances are that they would have no fucking idea. Pardon me, very burpy right now. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't sound like I do on the interwebs. You might recognize my voice, but you'd have to really be listening. So, yeah, so that's one of the other things. And as I think I made the point earlier, but I might not have. The other good thing about having an avatar is that you can just make videos that flow better without clipping and moving about and doing other shit that takes far more work to make it look good while you're doing it. Anything called the Sir Sicosaurus.
That's adorable.
What's that?
Sir Sicosaurus.
I think it'd just be the Sicosaurus, and you would call him Sir.
Sir Sicosaurus.
The helmet might give it away. That's fair. They'll smell the whiskey and know it's you immediately. Yeah, I mean, that's why I can't smoke and just go up in flames. Triceratops. I read a kid's book about a boy whose chicken egg hatched into one. That would scare the shit out of me. I always think of dinosaurs when I think of the old the philosophical mainstay. What came first, the chicken or the egg? It's like the egg. Like, I get what the point of that question is, but it's really easy to answer because it's literally true that dinosaurs laid eggs and chickens didn't exist before that. I think quail is a very tasty dinosaur. What's my favorite? No, I take it back. My favorite dinosaur is chicken. Man, I've been ill all day. This is helping me feel better though. Now I feel too wholesome for this stream by saying so. Ah, you can never be too wholesome. The more wholesome you are, the more joy we get from stamping it out. If Cersei had an elephant, it would be a sycophant. Get out. uh, pleated gloms are a mighty creature from the Jurassic. Pleated glom.
See, now I need to
That
know
sounds
what that
like a
is.
fucking joke animal.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to fit a dinosaur egg in an egg cup. Depends which dinosaur. Some of them are quite small. I always see them as being like rocks, but that's because the ones you see are
It just
fossilized.
came up with pleated skirts.
Haha, no gloms for you. My favorite dinosaur is Roger from Mudforce University. Oh, oh my goodness. Had trouble
Ooh.
convincing my cousin that the Bible wasn't written by Jesus in English. It took an hour to have grasped that it didn't happen that way. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, people who believe that the Bible was written by Jesus,
Not just that, people who believe Jesus is American.
the greatest
That
American of
that
all.
that baffles me. That.
Yeah, like if I heard that in person, I go, haha, funny joke, mate, and they would just look at me like I wasn't joking. It's like, oh, you're one of them idiots. Okay. One day, Cersei will figure out how to induce gut fermentation syndrome so he can make his own whiskey inside his body. Oh my goodness, you're just perpetually pissed out of your mind. Roasting a T Rex on an open fire would be great. I would like a T Rex leg, sun fried.
It's a big fire.
Oh, I'm hungry just thinking about it. Now, you'd need an oven, really.
What do you think T Rex would taste like?
Like big chicken.
Mm.
Call it long chicken.
Long chicken.
Jesus wasn't white. I know. Uh, Jeebus came to America though. Yeah, it's always fun. Like I really like that map thing where it shows like the most generous version of it, which covers some of like Greece and that, showing how much of the Bible where it was set, and it is like less than 5% of the planet. Probably much less than that. And people think it's a real story. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would he have any caring for this random group of people from nowhere? He wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. Like, if you want to say that the Bible is just a good guide to how to live, you're still wrong. But at least you're not insane.
It is a good guide to life. It's basically saying that if you're gonna bang your brother's widow, make sure you pull out.
Yeah. So if you look through it, everything that God says to do is there's probably a good bet. I always said that the Bible could be good for predicting things because of how wrong it is. It gets everything wrong, so if something has an opposite, chances are that's going to be the right answer. Is Hans Wormhat German? No, he's American. He just took the name from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and then I think he changed it because people kept thinking that he wasn't being earnest because he had that name. I think he took it because Hans Wormhat lives in a dream, and
Yeah, he talks about that a lot, like simulation and
yeah. So the character that he got the name from is a character from a dream, and he thinks probably we live within a dream. That was one that really fucking got on my nerves. Was there was some of you remember her, Sunny Peaches, who I don't know whatever happened to her, but she disappeared off the face of the earth. But she was fucking hilarious. She was quite entertaining as an individual, but she believed some fucking insane shit, like AIDS being fake. And people would regularly have a go at me because she said we're living in a dream within a dream. I was like, why does that make what she's saying fake? Just because it's really stupid doesn't mean she doesn't believe that. I don't understand when people think that they can prove someone is fake in their beliefs because they said something stupid when everything they say is stupid? As if those things don't fucking follow each other. Stupid person says stupid thing. Oh, they must actually be really smart. Fucking what? What is cooler, a worm hat or a warm hat? I imagine the worm hat would be colder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It would be slimy, and a warm hat would be warm. So a worm hat would be cooler. I'd rather have a warm hat, but you know. Wouldn't it have been great if Jesus had told people to stop eating and drinking from lead dishes? Maybe the humans wouldn't be quite so dumb today. Yeah, Jesus. She was mad as a sack full of badgers. Yes, that is one way to put it. I was really disappointed when she started referring to herself in third person and then went, "Why am I doing that?" and stopped. I was like, "Oh, Christ, that's a long time ago, that video." I'll have to check it out, see if it's as shit as everything else Aldo done. Some people will occasionally appear on one of my older videos where I'm a lot more coarse from back in the day, and they say, "Oh, you used to be better then." Why? Because I said the word cunt a lot. Okay, that doesn't make me better. I think I've improved dramatically in my ability to present my ideas, to get things across, to write jokes that are fully formed jokes.
Who is Mrs. Six's favourite manga movie?
Do you mean what's Mrs. Six's favourite anime? I think that's what they mean.
I don't know. I don't have a favourite anime, really.
It's Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is always one of... It's a comforting thing, I think. It is one of my favourites.
Your favourite comedy, though, is Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh my god. That makes me cry. I cry every time.
I cry every time.
I do.
I've watched it once and that was enough. Jesus fucking Christ. If you want a movie that's going to make you feel like shit.
Trying to think of other animes which are like kind of like, oh, I really liked that one.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Ponyo. All Studio Ghibli stuff.
Ghost in the Shell was pretty good.
Ghost in the Shell's pretty good. The second one's pretty okay too.
Mainly just the Basset Hound.
Oh yeah.
I have a thing about dogs in anime, I think.
Worms are cold-blooded, exactly.
That's why I like Cowboy Bebop.
I just want slow worms to be called slow worms again. Aren't slow worms the ones that look like snakes? And look nothing like worms at all. One of my favourite stories is my mum coming home from work and she saw this, what she thought was a toy on the floor. What happened from my perspective is I came home and there was a bucket upside down in the I think we had a dining room back then. Back way before when my parents had money and then we didn't.
Outlaw Star's really good. Sick got me into that one.
Oh, I love Outlaw Star. Yeah, so we had a whole dining room, which was probably a lot smaller than I remember. And there was a snake. There was this snaky thing under it. She thought it was a toy. Picked it up. It moved. She shit herself and got a bucket. And then we had to help her take it outside. But yeah, fucking weird. That's not a worm though. It's a little snake. It's a little snecker. They have your blood instead. Aliens have been there, but they realised that there is no intelligent life here. That's true. Cowboy Bebop is good. Live action Cowboy Bebop is a fucking travesty.
It is. It's fucking shit. I was watching it going,
what the fuck?
Like, you've lost, like, I remember watching, like, I watched the scenes, and then I watched the bit of the scenes from the live action, and the feel for it is just gone.
To be fair, the one thing that the live action one did is made us sit down and actually watch proper Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, well, we'll want to watch the original so we know how it compares. And it taken us a number of goes because Cowboy Bebop is meandering. It's very slow and it kind of just does its own thing at its own pace. So it can be quite hard work to watch, especially if you're not used to it.
It is lazy paced, but I think that's just because...
I would say languid.
I think that's purely just because of, like, the setting and the theme of it. It's
Um,
supposed to be sort of.
it's been said that Cowboy
It's like
Bebop is more about establishing tone than it
yeah,
is about telling a story.
yeah, it's blues like, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean, each of the episodes is like a session or
Yeah.
something like a yeah. So it's a little bit Cowboy Bebop sucks. I mean, I can get why you wouldn't like it.
Oh, the fact
If
that
you like it,
I,
you'll enjoy it.
I
If you
just love,
don't, I can fully understand why
I
you
just
wouldn't.
love the fact that they're called Edward because that's one of my favorite characters in Cowboy Bebop.
Wish live action Death Note did that. Live action Death Note though, is weirdly hilarious. It's weirdly, really, really unintentionally funny.
Yeah, it's hard to know if they actually made it as a parody or not.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie though, the Ryuk costume is pretty fucking on point.
yeah. Willem Dafoe as well.
I know. Most recent Corridor Crew episode talks about why anime works and the movie remakes suck. I mean, lots of people do, but the main reason that live action adaptations, including like all the CGI-ifying movies, it loses. Animation does things that you can't in other mediums, and especially when you're trying to be all realistic. So like they could have made the Lion King one more. They could have made it pop more, but they weren't trying to do that. They were trying to make it, yeah.
I think it's just a thing about animation in general. You can do a lot more things.
Yeah.
Without like that are harder to do without me like having to use CGI and stuff.
All my weeb friends hate Bebop. Okay. I feel like Bebop actually appeals more to people who are not anime people. I can see that as well because it's a different thing. But we're quite weeby. We point at each other every day and go, weeb.
Not every day. Most days.
Most days. Several times. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. We know lots of people who are very into anime who really like it. So,
yeah,
what were you going to say?
That's a good point. Saying they often get lazy with the special effects and forget to give characters enough depth. That's what happened with the Avatar problem.
Oh God!
I was so disappointed in that.
That was complete trash.
Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, or do you mean Avatar? Which Avatar are we talking about? We talking about Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Not the blues.
Not blue. Not Turquoise Vomit the movie. Yeah, people are. Although it's like so many people have gone to watch the new Avatar, but like so many people are so over the whole the Avatar movie, the Blue Boys one. I tried to watch it some time ago because I figured out that you could watch movies in 3D if you used VR, which is kind of cool. I watched the whole Lego Batman movie like that, which was awesome. But then I tried to watch Avatar and I was so fucking bored. And because the visuals are now not that cutting edge, it still looks great. It's got great art direction, so it doesn't look like shit, but it looks dated. And yeah.
I tried to watch Naruto and I haven't seen anything of One Piece. I've definitely heard of it, but I haven't seen anything. Tried to watch Naruto and it was difficult to get because the episodes are so short. It felt like nothing got done.
One of the problems I had whilst trying to watch Naruto is the fact that about 10 minutes of the episode is something either from the last episode or from ages ago. It has a really bad habit of really stretching out that runtime. Now I get why they did that, but if someone could make a version without all the shit in it, I would probably be more likely to watch that. I know it then got fucking rebooted, so you actually have to watch that one instead. I really fucking hate it when they reboot animes and they just basically start again.
Oh god, this is a lot of text.
Haven't seen Bebop, but it sounds like the Traveller RPG. Bebop is good, but it's work.
Yeah, it's hard work.
But when you're into it, it's really good.
Now, we're the house husband.
Way of the House Husband is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're into the Yakuza games. It's fucking peak. It is so good. It's so fucking funny. The premise is the main person. They're these short little sort of vignettes that go through various things that this house husband does during the day. And the house husband himself is an ex-Yakuza big dick boss. I can't remember what his like known name is, but I'm going to call him the Dragon of Dojima, even though that's not it correct. But that kind of name. And it's so good. Naruto Kai, let's do it.
Psyche K was really good as well.
Oh, yeah. That's really funny. That's similar vignette style as well.
Yeah.
They translated like 2 series of the first, and then they didn't do the third one, and it was just in Japanese, and I found that kind of unwatchable because I really like the voices. And then they rebooted that series, and they used completely different voice actors, and I can't fucking watch it. But yeah, the Immortal Dragon, is that what he's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
The
good.
second season, is that we need to watch that?
Yeah, it's
we should watch
so
it today.
fucking good.
We should watch it now. Bye.
We've got 3 minutes, and I have work to do.
Ah.
But if I finish within the hour, then we should be able to do it. Also, I'm expecting deliveries.
Ugh.
I know. Looking Amazon after 10. Same day delivery is great, but... Where are you, Mr. Amazon? Are you miles away, or are you right outside? Okay, you're fucking miles away. You are next. I love that. It's so fucking... That's so ominous. So, Sycosaurus? I'll catch up after.
Like, I'm happy to read subtitles. I have subtitles on all the time anyway, so it doesn't really bother me.
I think that a good dub is superior to subs.
But
if a dub is done right, it's fucking
if a
great.
dub is done right and you still get the context properly from the original, that's nice. Yeah. The thing that annoys me is when they just change things completely, which are part of Japanese culture, and they just strip it out.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they do that.
What's this? A live stream? What? Tell the wifey I said hello. 3-minute damn.
I'm right here, dude.
Yeah. Well, he says hello. He doesn't want to speak to you.
Oh yeah.
You're like background decoration.
Yeah, you don't speak to women. Yeah.
Oh look, it's the tree of life. What the fuck? Yeah. Anyway, what are we on? Okay, we've got 1 minute and 30. Calm down, phone. I know you're on the way. Sorry, wife, children, and talking exams levels. The fuck are you talking about? I like Fist of the North Star just for being so over the top, and One Punch Man for ripping it to shreds. One Punch Man is fucking great. I'm really disappointed at the quality of the animation of season 2, but the writing is still really good. And it gets better. About halfway through season 2, the animation definitely knocks it up a notch. Probably because they got a lot of shit for looking like garbage.
Oh, that's really cute. I got the same thing for Duolingo to speak Roger from Mudalton University.
At this point, I just kept having to learn new things. Oh, like Brock and his donuts. Yes, it's rice. It's clearly fucking rice balls. Yeah, I hate that shit. Because just fucking call it what it is. Like, people's minds aren't going to explode out of their head when they realise that a Japanese thing has Japanese things in it. For fuck's sake.
Thank you, Demon Orb. Gravy, gravy, gravy.
I don't mind if they change a reference that is just way too obscure. That would be obscure in the country as it is. And then no one outside of there would be likely to pick up on it. Changing that to something that makes more sense is fine. Anyway. Now that I've put that to rights, we're going to fuck off because it's 10 and I have work to do. But thank you all for coming. And yeah, we'll see you in another one.
Bye. Sayonara. We need to watch more anime.
Sayonara.